Hey guys, what's up? Easy Bubbles here. Yes, the Banlist is finally here. The Banlist was actually released yesterday morning, and a lot of people, the YouTubers, my friends, and the social media that follows the Yu-Gi-Oh community, uh, they're pretty going nuts about this list. And I gotta tell you, this list is bit of a mess. It's not small and it's not big. But for the entire list itself, I think the limited list and the semi-limited list is by far the most interesting that happened in the list so far for the 2022 list. So I'm gonna give you guys my quick 2 cents about the list. So for the vanguards, it's Praetos for the social deck, Ava for Dytron, the Smurtling, Borberda, and Imperial Order. So the first three cards, actually all four of those cards make perfect sense. Praetos is basically a searchable that is easy to summon Banlist emptiness that cannot be destroyed by card effects. And it's also quite big. It has 2500 attack and 3k defense. Like, you're not running this card through battle like at all. And yeah. And the fact that it's a lingering effect, that's the main problem here. Like, you cannot implement, you cannot veilor it, and not to mention you cannot summon your own boss monsters like Axis Code, Tucker, or Boros Dragon to run through battle because most of the time the attribute that they're calling is dark, and Axis Code and Borosor, they are both dark attribute monsters. So that's like the only hate for the social deck. I mean, the social deck itself, it's quite good. Like, Muye is a good card. Emergence is a good card. I'm gonna extend further here that I even think Blackout is a good card, but they don't really have like a good boss monster that's like other than Qin Lang or Baron, in my honest opinion. So that's why they tagged in Praetos. But like I said, Praetos, it's just a really big vanity emptiness that cannot be destroyed by callbacks. Like, it's oppressive. Now, for Ava, this is for Dytron. I mean, I think the main reason why Ava get hit, it's to the fact that it backs up for the Daytron players. It backs up the Herald or Ultimateness or the Herald of Perfection or the DPA if they choose to go that route. Like, Herald Ultimateness is basically Praetos, but it can also negate Spider Summons, and it's an Omni negate as long as you have a very card in your hand for the discard to use this effect. And Daytrons, they started getting techier and jackier, and they even put in the DPE package to go into the DPE. And Ultimate and DPE, that's really oppressive. And not to mention the fact that if they have Herald or Orange Lights. So I think that's the main reason why Ava got banned for the Daytron deck. Sure, Herald Ultimate is, and if the Daytron players choose to play the DP package, sure, they're good cards, but they become quite broken with multiple Herald or Orange Lights in their hand. So yeah, quite a bit difficult board to break it if you ask me. Unless you have droplets or dark load or no more in order to break the board. Now the Smurling, this is a really big hit compared to the last two for the border players. Like I okay, I'm gonna be honest here. I think the main reason why the Smurfling got banned is not because of the fact that it can bring out avian or wind bear statue for basically flea. I think the main reason why it got banned is just the fact that though usually the bird board is usually you make the small link back back up by the robin, and then during the end phase you you ending up your board by overlay by making two recital strawlings. Search your bird up cards for next turn. Make Dragon Future on top, and then during the Empire, either bring out Avian with the Omni Negate or the Wind Bearer statue for the Bandit's Emptiness effect. But that's board is already good enough because Dragon Future cannot be destroyed by card packs along with the Monster Negate, and Avian is an Omni Negate, or if they choose to bring out the Wind Bearer statue, you cannot summon anything other than wind. But the main reason why I think the Small Link is banned for the bird attack is the fact that itself and the waterable monster that it brings out cannot be targeted by card effects. So basically, Imperm does not work, Baylor does not work. Sure, you can Nibiru the board, but on Dragon Future, if their hand is good enough, Dragon Future can stop it. And then when your turn comes around, Dark Lord no more and Forbidden Droplet can technically out the board. But if they choose to play Trebek and Oath, well, guess what? Dual squads do not work either. So small link band makes perfect sense for the bird up there. Like the Dragon Fisher cannot be destroyed by card effects. The small link monster cannot be targeted, as well as the monster that he brings out. And Robin has multiple bounces depending on the material that it has. So yeah, that's really good board. And as for the last band card, Imperial Order, I mean, Imperial Order is Imperial Order. I mean, I personally do not like the card either, but I honestly think we needed Imperial Order to keep the other decks in check, like Sky Strikers, Pendulums, and decks like that. But Imperial Order Konami decided to like ban the card. Oh, and Mystic Mind didn't get hit like at all in this list, so Imperial Order is like the only like that Saki out to stop the card, but you guys cannot do that anymore because Imperial Order is still it's gone now. I mean, it kind of makes sense because Konami doesn't want Imperial Order to be like a psychic draw, and then just flip, and then just have you open it and then just win the game from there. I guess that's the main reason why it got banned, and then in that sense it makes sense, I guess. So those are the ban cards. Now for the limited cards, this is quite interesting. So the three cards that went to one to keep the other meta decks in check is the Recital Starling. Like I said, this is a bird of head. Make multiple Starlings, get your searches for the follow-up next turn, make Dragon Future, along with the Smurling, Avian, or the Wind Bear Searcher. Really good. That ending board, and then you also have like 4 cards in your hand. Like, yeah, the border players has so many extenders and so many card abilities in their hand as they like make and then end their turn. So that's why the Recital Sonic got hit to 1. And Monster Gate and Pot of Desires. This is this is I think the main reason why it got those guys got limited for this list is the fact that Snow came back and Gate and part of Desire, they're good in Great Manjo decks, and I'm pretty sure Great Manjo decks going to play Snow. And Monster Gate for the Great Manjo deck or any Monster Match deck is basically grass looks greener, but not as broken. So that's why Monster Gate got limited to compensate for the fact that Snow coming back. And part of Desires. Many people are complaining about the fact that this card got one. I don't really know why. I mean, Konami hitting pod cards, this to me is not news. Like pod cards has been hit before. Like Pot of Green is still banned to this very day. Pot of Duality got semi-limited before, and Pot of Arbors it got banned. Went to 1, went to 2, and now it's a 3. So Part of Desire is getting limited. It's not news to me. It's not that much of a surprise in my mind, I think. So yeah, don't freak out. In fact, Konami did you guys a favor. At the very least, you active Part of Desires, you won't be able to do Desires into 2 more Desires anymore. So yeah, and as a matter of fact, I think Part of Desires got banned because it is basically used in like every single deck. And Konami, they, as a reality, they tend to hit cards that are used in like every deck, like Part of Desires. So yeah, and not for the 4 cards that got banned and then went to 1. They are the Cerulean, Snow, Astrograph, and Lunala Tiger. Now, as for Lunala Tiger, many Tribegate players, and including Birder players, are thinking about playing the Lunala engine to compensate for the fact that the Smoke Link and the Recital Starling hit. I mean, I get the idea. It's cute and interesting, but if you wanna play the Lunar Engine in the Tropical lineup, I think it's gonna make the deck a bit more inconsistent and breaky. I think the best way to play Tropical from here on out is play the DPE package to have a bit of a control aspect. I think that's the best way to play the deck. But who knows? Pure Tribegate with the beer is still like very very good. Like none of the Tribegate cards, like Revolt and Fractal, they didn't get hit in this new list. Now, as for the 3 card, I mean Snow is Snow. The only reason why Snow got banned in the first place was for the Guard Dragon Dungeon deck. But LP is banned, Agropan is banned, so is Gumblar, and Colossus is still banned as well. So Snow, I don't think it's gonna do anything. Now, as for the other 2 cards, Astro and Destrodo. I mean, Astro, I think they decide to bring this card back for the fact that Joker went to 2 and Joker went to 3 this list. Yes, I looked at it. And Astrograph Sorcerer, like, for Pendulum players, I'm gonna ask you this. Would you rather have Monkey Board back or Astrograph Sorcerer? Sure, Monkey Board, it's a good card and all. It's a card that's a 1 skill. It's basically Scout, but at the end of the day, it is only good if you play other performable cards in the main deck so that you can plus, extend, combo some more, and then continue on playing. But Astrograph Sorcerer for Benjamin decks, I think does a much better job. Monkey Board, it only keeps up your hand advantage high while making your board. Astrograph Sorcerer, it gives Panja a bit more aggressive look because Astrograph Sorcerer is really power in a sense in Pendulums is that it's basically quick picks, and quick picks is still limited. Quick picks is limited for a reason, and Ascor coming back for Pendulum is gonna do a lot. Yeah, do not underestimate Ascor Sorcerer, guys. It's really good, and it's quite scary. Even with Serpent being limited and Electromagnet is still banned for the normal vet. Asgard is, I feel like it's gonna do a lot. But the main card that I want to talk about that got limited and come back from ban is the Sturo. You guys remember like way back in the day, when the release date for Hockey Project is confirmed, all these tuners, Konami started to hit those cards. Distro included, Olion, Jet Synchron, Steam, and Gofu. All of those cards got hit to the fact that we're getting Hyper Prospects in the nearby future, and they were still banned to this day. And Distro is back. That's really scary. Distro with Hyper Prospects is a really scary thing. Yeah, really scary. Yeah, just out of all the cards that come back from ban to unlimited, just by bar is gonna do a lot. Like it is really good in Dragon Link, it's good in Orcus too, it's good in any combo deck that needs extenders, which Destroyer perfectly fits in. And Destroyer is also good in PK as well. Like, speaking of PK, none of the PK cards, they're not on this list. Like Fogblade, Birdie, Boots, Cloaks, Torn Scales, Toy Guys, none of those got hit. And in fact, PK got a better extender in the form of the Strudel. Yeah, the Strudel, I feel like it can give PKs access to Boral Savage. Like, yeah, it's gonna be a bit of a destroy. It's gonna do a lot in the new format. I feel like now for cards that went to 2, Hero Lips, Fusion Destiny, Neither Serpent, Salamanca Circle, and Scapegoat. Now, out of those 5 cards that went to 2, this card, Hero Lips, yes, I have one. Ulti first Hero Lips from Generation Force. Now, Hero Lips going to 2, put this list and the coming from back, it scares me. Because we have 3 Stratos here. And particularly in the TCG, Heroes is a really fan-favorite deck, and there are a lot of hero players here in the TCG. That's why in the OCG they have multiple Stratos and multiple hero lists, because they don't really have that big ratio on the hero players, but not in the TCG. Like I am a hero player myself. Like I never thought I would imagine playing during the format where Hero Lives is legal to play more than 1 copy per deck in a format where we have 3 stratos. Like that's just insane. I guess Konami decided to give hero players a little gift, like a bone, to hero players to compensate for the fact that Fusion Destiny went to 2, but Anaconda didn't get banned in this list. So Fusion Destiny going to 2, I don't think it's gonna matter much. And Neither Servant's going to 2, this is just a slit in the wrist. It's the only card that got hit for the Invoke Shadow Dogmatica deck. Yeah, the Schism Window Lock, Apacom. Yeah, that's still there. And Circle, I mean, makes sense to me. I'd rather have that guy go to 2 rather than Gazelle, because Good Zero is really it's a better card compared to Circle, and Circle is a fairly balanced card. And as for Scapegoat, who cares? Scapegoat is Scapegoat. It just gives you tokens. Who cares? Now, for the cards that went to 3, oh god, what a mess here. Nessie is the worst danger compared to Jackalope and Tsuchinoko, so why not bring the card to 3? Red Eyes Rockiness Metal Dragon is been errated once per turn summon and once per turn effect. So card isn't as broken like compared to back in the day. Joker, this is what Pendulums. Konami decided to give us 3 Jokers and 3 Astro for the Pendulum deck. Let's see how those guys coming back gives to the Pendulum players. Who knows? Maybe we'll eventually get Electromite back as well, but I seriously doubt it. Now, as for Emergency Teleport, this doesn't scare me at all. Like, the only 2 meta deck that ever saw relevant play for Emergency Teleport is Virtual World and PK. But Virtual World, ever since BFD got banned, it didn't really see any relevant play in the meta. Sure, with the deck, it gets topped and sees plays here and there, but it needed a boost, especially in the consistency department and the speed department. So that's why I think the image and Teleport 1 to 3 for the Virtual World deck. And some people are saying Cosmos is gonna become a meta contender. I mean, I get Tinkan is a good card, Dark Destroyer is a good card, Cosmozo is a good card, and so is Plum Girl. But that deck loses to Lancia, guys. Yeah, 1 hand trap, Lancia. So I don't think it's gonna happen for Cosmos. Regeki going to 3. I mean, why would you play Regeki when you have access to Lightning Storms? Lightning Storm is a worldwide, which gives you the option to clear your opponent's background. So play Lightning Storms instead of Regeki. Now the only annoying part about the unlimited cards is 3 skill drain. This is a scary thought for all the stun decks. All the stun decks it's a really good control deck, and they got 3 skill drain now. Yeah, that deck is gonna be really annoying to deal with. Better have those red reboots, Cosmic Cyclones, MSTs, Lightning Storms, and Feather Dusters at the ready, guys. At least main them or side them, because Elder Stone, the 3 combo decks got touched, and Elder Stone is becoming a top tier contender for the upcoming format. So better have those back row removal guys ready to go. So yeah, guys, yeah. Wow, that was bit of a long video. So yeah, overall, my thoughts on the list. I like it. It's interesting and quite exciting because for the limited list. Yeah, it's large. It's not small. It's exciting. Some cards came back, which are Destroyer, Snow, Astro, and Tiger. Yeah. Anyway, so my 2 cents about the list. Like I said, I like it. I don't hate the list. So I don't agree with Imperial Order being banned, but the card it needed to be gone. It's just too sacky card. If you open it and then you just win the game from there. So yeah, that's my thoughts on the overall ban list. And this is almost past 24-minute video, so it is gonna long it up. So yeah, this is my video, my official take on the new ban list for the Europe 2022, the very first one. So yeah, this is Popo signing out. Peace out, guys. Peace out.